shoves again. Now King Jack raises this guy all in, I don't know why, but they split the pot. King 6 calls, and some checks and flops a pretty strong hand, leads out, gets him in, raise back, reshoves, and the flush draw comes along, and good game him. Called for all his chips, so now he's got kings with my aces. I raise aces up, 3 times a blind, button calls, and he just reshoves, and I call of course, and I take him out. How unlucky was that for him? But still, no need to reshove me there pre-flop, losing value in my opinion. I mean, he's supposed to go broke if I've got aces, but a lot of hands I'm just folding to his reshove, against which he's a huge favorite, and he should really try to get more chips of me into the pot. So maybe you raise to like 1,200 or so would have been fine. We're at another table, and we actually called pre-flop. There was a raise to 300, but everybody called. There were like 4 guys calling, and we called with 4-6 suited from the big blind. That guy, the Warden, will stay in the tournament for a pretty long time, by the way. And the Kings win a nice pot. That's probably why you don't peel cards with ace-8 from the big blind. We got ace-queen on the button. So we raise it up after 1 limper, get a call, get top pair, bet 2/3 of the pot, and he goes away. This guy, Atomic Unit RC, will stay here pretty long too. Now we got kings or a card rack. We raise them up. The big blind calls with top set, so we check one off. He checks on the turn again. I have to bet now to build a pot. He calls, and on the river I thought if he had the ace he would call, so I just raised him all in. But he folded for his last 1,300 chips. So he probably had some kind of gut shot draw or a flush draw. But I think maybe a flush draw after I check behind on the flop will shove the turn. I'm not sure. This tournament was some weeks ago, and I don't remember this Jama 6-7 guy. So it's just my thinking now as I watch the hand again. Okay, I think our biggest mistake in this tournament is coming up in a few hands. 9's raised there, the jacks only call, which is pretty bad. They call, and the 9's get there even. Jacks call, and now they call their all in. Passive play gets you into sometimes. 2 limpers. We complete with deuce 9 suited. Flop a flush draw, raise it up. But a few players call. Now he's got trips and a flush draw, he should be betting more there. Of course I call his 150 bet. The board is paired, and I have to worry now a bit if my flush card hits that maybe my opponent has a full house, but I'm not getting away from it given those huge odds handed out to me. I hit a 9 on the river. Maybe I would call a small bet there, but he just checks it off with his trips. Okay, really, I really don't know about this call on the button here. It's not horrible because he's definitely showing some strength, and I've got a suck out hand. I've got another stack probably calling there, but it's also pretty dangerous. Pretty big stacked, and I don't have to get into such a situation. But I think on a button it's not horrible. He bets out, and I should not be doing that, but however, I bluffed on such a board. The board is not that terrible in case he's got high cards, but he was a pretty big calling station and only raised good hand. So I should have known it there. He calls. I fire again on the turn with nothing, and he reshoves me, and I have to fold. Though I had monster pot odds, but I had nothing really. That was just a terrible play by me. I don't know what happened in that moment, but that was just terrible. I'm raising a 6. That hand probably tilted me a bit. However, I take it down with a continuation bet on board, which I shouldn't continuation bet that often. Okay, second mistake coming up. Yeah, I was on tilt here. Normally, a short guy does that. I'm not sure. Most times I'm folding ace jack to under the gun rates. However, here I start to tilt a bit, and this guy calls. I can't let that happen, so raise it up. I want to get shorty all in and get rid of everybody else. The warden now only calls and deceives his monster, which is not a terrible play if he wants to get all my chips in bad. I hit top pair, I bet half his stack. He calls. The queen hits, but I can't worry about it now. Once the pot is so big, I just have to raise his last 1,857 chips in, and I lost a huge pile of chips in 2 hands. The ace jack hand is definitely terrible. My raise there is terrible. Pre-flop, because my position is so weak, maybe I should even fold there, and once this guy calls me, I can't assume my top pair is any good. But, well, guess everybody makes mistakes, so hopefully we can make up for that again. Small poke bet from the button, terrible trays on that board, and ship it to queen jack.